Hello student, I have explained you in chapter 3 electric potential, potential difference and potential gradient. Today we will continue from equipotential surfaces. Our next topic in this chapter is equipotential surfaces. Okay, consider a point charge Q and make a sphere of radius R around this point charge. In last video, we have seen the potential due to a single charge due to a point charge is given by this formula. Okay, then V depends upon the distance of observation point from point charge. If we want to calculate potential at this point, the value we can calculate of potential due to this charge from this formula. At this point is also a distance r from this charge. These are radiuses, radii of this sphere. Okay. The potential due to this charge at all these points which are on the surface of this sphere have the same value. Okay, the value of potential due to this charge at these points is same. So this sphere, this surface is called equipotential surface. So we can say the surface on which potential is same at every point is called equipotential surface. The surface at which potential at every point at each point is same is called equipotential surface. Okay. This is the equipotential surface. Now we will discuss about the properties of an equipotential surface. So we have seen that potential at every point on the surface is same. We can say for an equipotential surface, consider 2 points. This is an equipotential surface. Consider 2 points A and B. So, from the definition of equipotential surface, we can see that the potential at point A is equal to potential at point B. So, from the definition of potential difference, what is it? Potential difference between 2 points is defined as W over Q. So, for equipotential surface, VA is equal to VB. Then this side becomes 0. W upon Q is equal to 0 or W is equal to 0. This is a very important result for an equipotential surface. As we see, the potential at every point is same on an equipotential surface, then no work is done. No work is done in moving a charge from one point to another point over an equipotential surface. Always remember, for an equipotential surface, the potential at every point will be same. So, by the definition of potential difference, we can say that no work is done. No work is done in moving a charge over an equipotential surface between 2 points. Okay, this is one important result. Now, next result is for an equipotential surface, we know W is equal to 0. And what is W? W is equal to F dot dl. dl is small length over an equipotential surface is equal to 0. F is equal to QE dot dl. This is Q naught E. Q cannot be 0. So E dl is 0. E dot dl, vector E dot vector dl is 0. You can say E vector is perpendicular to dl vector. Vector E dot vector dl is 0. It means electric field is perpendicular from the surface of equipotential surface. Okay. Now we can say the electric field line going outward from a surface or entering into a surface will be always perpendicular. This statement tells us that the electric field always be perpendicular on an equipotential surface. Next result, as we have seen in potential gradient, E is equal to dV over dr. Now we can say E is inversely proportional to dr. This dr is the distance between two equipotential surfaces. As we know, if electric field lines are closer, then we say strength of field is bigger. Okay. In previous videos, we have seen that if electric field lines are closer, then we can say electric field is strong. As like this, if the equipotential surfaces are closer, then we can say the electric field is stronger. And if equipotential surfaces are far away, then we can say electric field is weak. Now last property. As we know, two electric field lines can never intersect each other. Two electric field lines can never intersect each other. Just like this, two equipotential surfaces can never be intersect each other. Okay, the same reason, which was the reason of intersection of two electric field lines. So we can say two equipotential surfaces can never be intersect each other. So this is the equipotential surface. What is equipotential surface? The surface over which the potential at every point is same. It is called equipotential surface. And the properties important. There are two important properties, very important. One is there is no work done in moving a charge on an equipotential surface between 2 points. And the second one is the electric field is always perpendicular to the equipotential surface. So this was the equipotential surface. Now we will find in next topic we will find electric potential due to a dipole. We have calculated electric potential due to a point charge. Now we will calculate the electric potential due to an electric dipole. Same as we have done this in previous video, in which we have calculated the intensity of electric field due to a dipole. Okay. So our next topic is electric potential due to a dipole. There are two positions in which we can calculate the electric potential due to a dipole. Our first position of dipole is axial position or add-on position or longitudinal position. Consider a dipole minus Q and plus Q. This is midpoint O and this is distance L, and we have to find electric potential at this point which is on axial line of dipole. This is the axial position of dipole. Okay. Let's consider the distance of observation point from the midpoint of dipole is r. So, if we want to calculate electric potential due to this dipole at this point, we have to find electric potential at this point due to both the charges separately. Okay. Now, electric potential due to minus q or plus q, due to plus q. Let's say it V1. Electric potential, first we have to find electric potential due to plus q at this point. We will use the formula 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught charge plus q here over r. R is distance between point charge and observation point. So the distance between this charge and this observation point is r minus l. R minus l. This is equation 1. Now, electric potential due to minus q, say it V2. 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught. The charge due to which we want to calculate potential, this is minus q. We have to put the value of charge with sign. I have told you, this is a very important part. In this formula, we will use the value of charge with sign upon distance. Distance between charge and observation point. It will be r plus l. Now, electric potential is a scalar quantity. Okay. So, if we want to find the net potential due to this dipole at this point, we have to add V1 and V2 algebraically. Okay. It is a vector quantity. Oh, sorry. It is the scalar quantity, and the resultant of scalar is given by simply algebraic sum. So net potential at A, V is equal to V1 plus V2. 1 over 4 by Q over 1 over 4 by epsilon naught common, and 1 over R minus L minus 1 over R plus L. Now do some calculation. Q over 4 pi epsilon naught, LCM is R square minus L square, R plus L minus R plus L. V is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught Q into 2L. What is it? This is P upon R square minus L square. This is the formula for potential due to a dipole in axial position. For short dipole, we know L square is much less than to R square, then we can neglect L square. 4 pi epsilon naught P over R square. If we want to plot graph V versus R graph, it will be like this. Okay, this is the formula due to potential. This is the formula for potential due to an electric dipole in axial position. As we have seen, the intensity of electric field is inversely proportional to the intensity of electric field due to a dipole in axial position is inversely proportional to r cube. Okay, but here in potential V is inversely proportional to r square. So it was the formula for potential in axial position of dipole. We have seen the potential due to a dipole in axial position. Now we will calculate the potential due to a dipole in equatorial position. Second position is equatorial position. You can call it equatorial or broadside on or transverse position. Consider this is a dipole minus q plus q, midpoint of dipole and the length 12. This is L, this is L. In equatorial position, the observation point is at equatorial line. Equatorial line means a right bisector. The observation point lies on right bisector of dipole. Consider this is observation point. The distance of observation point from center of dipole is r. Now we have to calculate electric potential at this point due to this dipole. For this, we will calculate potential due to both point charges separately at this point. So, potential due to plus q at A. Say V1, 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught, the value of charge is plus q with sign, and upon r. R is distance between the charge and observation point, which is under root r square plus L square. This is the right angle triangle. By applying Pythagoras theorem, you can find the distance of this line. So this is r square plus L square. Now, just like this, potential due to minus q at A. This is V2 is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught minus q upon under root r square plus L square. We will place the value of q with side. Now, for calculating the electric potential at this point due to this dipole, we have to add equation 1 and 2 algebraically. So V is equal to V1 plus V2. As you see, the value of V1 and V2 are same, but opposite in sign. So it becomes 0. This is a very important result. Electric potential due to a dipole in equatorial position will always be 0. But intensity of electric field due to a dipole in its equatorial position is not 0. Okay, these are the positions for dipole, axial and equatorial. So we have seen in this chapter, potential difference is given by VA minus VB is equal to W over Q. It is the work done in bringing a unit positive charge from one point to another opposite to electric field. If point B is at infinite, then V infinite will be 0. So this term we can call it potential at point A. And electric potential due to a dipole in its exit position given by 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught p over r square, and in equatorial position it is 0.